Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Juliet and today I'm going to be channeling your angels, ancestors, and guides like always. So let's just hop right into it. So the back of the deck is the Nine of Wands. So tapping into this energy, I'm getting that there may be some defenses up, but it's all for a really good reason. That's what I'm saying. Usually, Nine of Wands can indicate a little bit of holding back from the world, from people, because you're protecting something. But here, the emphasis is on the protection, because you guys have the Star and the Well, which indicates flow, like divine union, source energy, right? So that's what the Well signifies in my interpretation. The King of Pentacles, that's a lot of really powerful cards. And we're not even at the other powerful cards. It's kind of crazy. So starting with the Star, I'm seeing that you guys are having this new beginning. You guys are having a new beginning, and the universe is by your side while you're doing this, okay? They're going to be constantly pouring into you because they know that both you and Spirit are trying to take you here in this position. Abundant, steady, confident, non-fleeting, because Pentacles is very much here. Not no avoidance, full accountability, no avoidance, and that's going to get you so much abundance. And abundance can look like many different things for all of us, right? Some of us see abundance as just money. Some of us see abundance as health, as everything that encompasses our idea of wealth, right? Everything. There's health, there's even very physical, tangible, like titles and estates and, all that jazz. Just everything. You're trying to get yourself there, and so is Spirit. And that's why this defensive energy is coming up. It's because you are literally on the precipice of a major discovery of self, of where you actually stand in this world. You're taking off this blindfold that other people have convinced you to put on, basically. See here how he finally has his blindfold like off of his eyes. It's, I don't normally see it as that, but here it's like you're taking the blindfold off of yourself. You're no longer limiting yourself to what others have said about you, and you're no longer relying on what other people say. And I think that's just a really powerful tool in itself, or like a valuable skill to have, where you just don't put your worth in other people's comments, right? Whether they're negative or positive, you're not going to put your worth in it. You're going to like graciously accept it when it comes your way, when you get compliments, but it doesn't that's not the reason why you're confident. That's not the reason why you believe in yourself, It's not the validation from the exterior, it's that inner validation. And because you've unlocked that part, you're now in this very beautiful, kind of closed unit where the energy just keeps flowing within you. You're not being siphoned, you're not being taken advantage of. No one's touching your energy. It's impossible now. And because of that, people are very, very aware. They're very aware that you have done a lot of studying. You've put in a lot of work, and you have you didn't stray away from doing the hard work, even though it was tedious, even though it was something that could be easily looked like away from. You didn't. You looked at it straight in its eyes, and you're all like, I am in command of my wisdom, my clarity, and I will definitely not allow especially, I will not allow myself to stop me. That's not going to happen. And so you have put your foot down, essentially. Spirit has noticed. Spirit has seen that you're done with whatever had been siphoning you before, or whatever you feel like you've been pouring your energy into, but it hadn't like poured back into you. You've cut that out. You've done a lot to make sure that your energy is being used in a very productive but then also enlightening way. It's not all just about being productive. It's about like resting as well. It's about tapping in. It's about feeling just in the present moment, and that comes with balance. And that's why all the two kings are showing up for you, because there's so much balance in you. You have really mastered the physical and the mental, which is, in a lot of people's eyes, that's mastering the world. That's mastering like every part of you, because not everyone wants to master their spiritual, and not everyone wants to master their inner motivation, that inner fire, right? But for you guys have mastered physical reality and your mental reality. So your inner and outer world are completely balanced. And because of that, the card you got last was the Ten of Pentacles. And if you don't know, that's the best card you can get for your manifestations, because that just literally means everything is coming in, everything that you have been manifesting. I made a song recently, and one of the lyrics was basically about how I could finally see everything unfolding before me, all the blessings that I forgot I had wanted, like something like that, are now right in front of me, kind of thing. And so that is the energy I'm getting from the Ten of Pentacles. Everything that you have been dreaming about wishing for, even the ones you have forgotten, they're coming in, and you're going to be surprised when they come in, because I feel like right now you're still kind of on this like, inner journey. You find that solitude really peaceful, and it's beautiful to have that connection with self, right? And so you have just really understood that while you still are in this very deep connected state, you just kind of want to revel in it, because as much as productivity would like to be the main goal, I think you've also have really wanted to become closer with yourself for a really long time. So you being in the state of being happy in who you are and just being with you, that's actually you meeting a manifested form of yourself, one that is close to you. And so a lot of you guys might be just reveling in that energy, because this is something that you've wanted for a long time. Even knowing what to dream about, even knowing or how to even open your mind to dream of a new future. I feel like all these concepts used to be kind of difficult before, right? Because when we're in a dark space, it's hard for us to be in front of a really bright burning star. And I'm only saying that because look at that star up there. It's so bright. And while we're more likely to be in this energy, you see? And there's a lot of cups. And those cups really signify just how far you've come in really allowing your emotional self to feel safe out in the world. I feel like emotions are really demonized or just seen in a way that's not helpful. And so you've learned to master holding those emotions, even as the world is kind of telling you like, yo, just kind of like throw it to the side and you don't really need to think about it that hard. I feel like a lot of people are like, you don't need to think about it that hard. But for you, just feeling those emotions, you're like, oh my God, I'm feeling so many things. But you have a control over it. So it doesn't like wash over you and it doesn't take over. You just recognize it. And I think you're vocal about it. You're not like really ashamed of being an emotional person. And so you show it. You're expressive. And I think that's part of your charm, collective. You have a really charming attitude about life. The way you see your trajectory and just the way life is for you, because you're like creating your own reality right now, and your reality is just so whimsical and spectacular. I love it. I love being in that energy because, it gives me that like, yay, like expansive energy, things I never felt before. Like suddenly I'm feeling and I'm like, wow, I didn't really know I could feel that way. So, yeah, tapping into your energy, there's a lot of happiness. There's just a lot of joy that's not complex. Like it's just simple joy, and that's the best part. You've created a life where you have all your little simple joys. And so your life just tends to be a bit more joyful because you're surrounded by things you enjoy that bring you joy. And I'm a huge advocate for creating a lifestyle that suits you, to not just create a lifestyle around what other people assume is the best. And then, judging yourself when you don't meet those standards, because your life and your lifestyle, that's like your own curation, right? And so think about it as you curating your own space, but in a way that brings you like those little sparks of joy. Like here, this brings me joy. This little light, it's simple, but it brings me so much joy. Look at it. I've had it for so long. But I see, I keep it around just because I look at it and I'm like, oh my God. you know? So I feel like you have a lot of like little things around your space that really indicates like what brings you joy. Like flowers for me, and then little cat related items. My friends all know that every birthday, every Christmas, any season to give me a gift, it was cat related. Because I've been a cat lady since I was like young. I've always had cats. So yeah, like you guys may have like a certain fixation over something and everyone knows it, and so everyone just loves to feed into that because it's like harmless. And so your house is filled with a lot of good energy because it's little curated pieces that bring you joy. I love that. Let's tap into the angelic realms with this oracle deck to finish off the reading. Spirit guides, they want me to shuffle, so I will shuffle. That was not that great of a shuffle. The fallen angel, I am perfectly imperfect. So you guys might identify a lot with kind of being like of the angels, but here. And you feel like you've had to go through a lot of trials where your imperfections were really highlighted. And so you feel like a fallen angel because people kind of recognize your shortcomings a lot sooner than you're ready to face them, and that caused you to feel like a black sheep amongst your peers when that may not have been always true. But because your insecurities were pointed out kind of early on, it kind of made you have to accept yourself because it's you. You can't kind of move through life without really, like all of us can do that. We can all demonize a part of ourselves and really put other parts of ourselves on a pedestal based on how other people received us when we were acting one way or another. But you guys have really been pushed into that space of working on yourself because your insecurities were highlighted. And a lot of people kind of expected you to kind of always come off as like a wounded person, like an imperfect person. But you guys have actually embodied love for yourself and all the parts of you. And so you've reclaimed that, and you've reclaimed that angelic energy for yourself again. And you realize that all those imperfections actually make you extremely perfect for your role in this reality. Everything you are is perfect. And it doesn't matter if someone says it's not, because you can move to another place and suddenly you're the most perfect person. It's kind of, I've traveled a lot and I've moved around a little bit, not too much, but it's as if like every time I am in my hometown, Okay, I get a lot of issues because it's just like we all grew up together, so everyone knows everybody's business, and then the judgment kind of lays where it is, and then no one is expected to change, and if there's growth, it's fake. Okay. And then I enter a new space where it's like a meditation group that's like a county over, and then those people completely open. They see my light and they suddenly are like, where have you been all my life? So it's very two polar reactions, right, to the same person. And and so that just has really made you realize that it doesn't really matter what people's preferences are, because at the end of the day, you embodying you is your biggest responsibility. And you accepting all of you is your biggest journey, you know? And so this fallen angel energy, I feel like you may resonate with it really strongly, because I also do. And so yeah, and then the next card you got is Temple of the Heart. My heart is open and receptive. So, you know, all of this journey of having to meet these darker parts of yourself has only opened your heart even more and has only made you more receptive over time. Your heart has become a temple. It's become a place of not worship, but just to surrender and to be in that energy and to not allow the darkness of the world to really chip away at this heart space, this tender heart. You realize that it's such a sacred space and that not everybody's opinions truly should matter at the end of the day, because as long as you are providing this love for yourself and getting love from spirit and your angels and just the tapping into source energy all around you can fill you up, because you are that angelic, you are of that realm. And so everything around us is can feed you, and you don't necessarily need other people, right? Like, you may have never identified with the twin flame journey because you have always felt such a deep core wholeness. You always had felt that wholeness. Even when other people were trying to chip away at you, that wholeness still remained, and it caused you to actually learn how to defend yourself, learn how to love yourself better. And because of that, your heart has absolutely become a temple for you, and your own faith and hope lies in there. And the beautiful, beautiful thing is that you have these beautiful boundaries because you have a heart, because you have an open heart. You need to protect that open heart, right? You can't just be walking around willy-nilly, like allowing everyone to like touch your heart. No, you're just like, this is mine, and I know what brings me peace. I know what brings me love. I know what feels right and what resonates with my soul. And that's the only thing you'll allow in that space. And until then, until you get that soul knowing, that gnosis, that that person is right, you are fully allowed to have those defenses up. Totally. Because that's discernment. That's discernment at the end of the day. It's knowing who to F with and who to not. And you've learned, collective. I think this past journey has just been you guys already knew this from the beginning, but you know, life is really dramatic and sometimes we forget. But this journey was just so you could have discernment. You realize that the people around you, right, in the beginning of your journey just weren't right for you, and that you had actually opened up to the wrong people. And that's why, you know, a lot of people were able to take advantage of you. And you realize that you lack the discernment early on. That's the awakening, right? And then now you have discernment. Congratulations. You guys have done it. So now you guys are walking in the world with a huge open heart, and it's beautiful. It's shining. Everyone can feel it, right? No one can touch it, but everyone can feel it. And that's the point. You guys are kind of like this beacon for hope and faith in your community. And yeah, I think that's where I'm going to leave it off, because that's all Spirit really wants to say. I hope that these messages helped you in any way. If they did, go ahead and give this video a like, hype up the video, and subscribe if you like the way I read. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.